How's it going, everyone? I'm Walter the Film Hermit, and today we're going to be talking about Dune Part 2 on 4K Blu-ray. If you like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel so much. Been a while since I made a video. Had some production issues in the background, but we got a lot of that worked out. So we're back live. So I want to talk about, my last video I did was about the release of Dune Part 2. I did like a video talking about the different versions. I ended up picking up the slipcover edition. We're going to go deeper into this video why I got the slipcover and not the steelbook. Because the first movie, I got the steelbook, and it would have been nice to get a steelbook for the second movie as well, but I ran into some issues with it. So I'm just going to go over quickly of the copies of Dune that I have and basically what's going on with the collector's market right now and how the fact that Best Buy is gone, I think that some of the retailers that are left are taking advantage. So we have this issue already, even when Best Buy was still doing steelbooks, is people would buy steelbooks at Best Buy and hoard them basically and sell them on eBay for ridiculous prices. I tried to pre-order the steelbook for Dune Part 2, and even though sites had the pre-order link, it wouldn't let you do it. The pre-orders came up like around the time the movie was in theaters. It was like really, really early. I've been noticing a lot of studios have steelbook artwork and pre-orders up when the movie first released in theaters. They do that a lot in the UK, but this is kind of a new thing in the US. Like right now, the new Bad Boys movie just came out last week, and the steelbook art is already on blu-ray.com, and actually this is going to be the first Bad Boys that's going to have Dolby Vision. So I don't have any of the Bad Boys on the steelbook, but I think I might get that one on steelbook just because it happens to be Dolby Vision. But again, we're going to talk about that. So the editions I have for the first Dune is I have the steelbook edition, which I think is a pretty good steelbook. I'm usually not crazy about Warner Brothers steelbooks because usually their slipcovers tend to be better. This one is actually gloss paint, which normally most of Warner Brothers steelbook releases are a matte paint. Gloss just means like it's a shinier paint. It tends to get more fingerprints. This is kind of a mixture of gloss and a mixture of matte because it's not too shiny, but not too matted. So this is actually a really good design. Let me open it up so you guys can see it. There you go. It kind of spans from the front to the back, which I think is pretty good art. So I was pretty happy to pick that one up. So the editions that I bought for Dune back in 2022 when this came out is I got the steelbook for the 4K, and then I picked up the 3D edition. I'm sorry for the shine there. The 3D edition. This was one of the last 3D editions that Warner Brothers released in the US. The 3D edition's okay. The problem with the 3D edition is that it has Dolby True HD soundtrack, and the Atmos track of this film is just amazing. I haven't watched this movie all the way through in 3D because I was having some glasses issues lately, so only part of it. But when I rewatched it when I got 2, I watched it in 4K because I just love that Atmos soundtrack. It's amazing. So then what I was thinking is, since I was getting the slipcover for the first one, it would be nice to have the regular edition to go along with it. I got this in an Amazon sale where it was like less than $10, but no slipcover. I didn't expect to get one, and now it really doesn't match because this doesn't have a slipcover and this doesn't. This is what goes through collectors' minds. I've kind of made a decision what I'm going to do with this. So the main thing I want to talk about is the fact that Amazon is selling the steelbook for Dune Part 2 for like $67, which is completely ridiculous. It's one thing for someone on eBay to like buy 3 or 4 steelbooks and then hoard them, but if for like a regular retailer to be doing this, could you imagine anything else that you buy that you would have to pay double for just because they're about to run out of inventory? Because that's what Amazon's doing with movies right now. As soon as your inventory gets below a certain number, they just double the price. And it's steelbooks or any movies. Like for example, when The Abyss in 4K came out, one weekend I checked the pricing for it. It was $120 for the slipcover edition because that's all there is. $120 for a movie. And there's a couple of different reasons why I think Amazon is doing this. One, they're doing it because they want to make the extra money. They're hoping that some people out there will not know what the real price should be and just have the money, not care, and just click it. And the third reason is they prefer for you to buy a digital version anyway. So they're hoping that you'll go on their website and you'll see, oh my God, a physical copy is like $80. Oh wait, I can buy it on Prime for like $10, $15, $20. I'll just get it on Prime. That's it. And they have enough money, inventory space that they can sit on those Dune steelbooks for forever. So I just think that's really, I'm gonna be honest with you, kind of sleazy. I really don't see the point of them hoarding these steelbooks. And I'm at the point right now where it's like, I love steelbooks, I like collecting steelbooks, but like I have a line that I won't cross. I've done it a couple times. I'm not doing it anymore. Of like, I really want something on Steelbook because I have the first one on Steelbook, and there's someone that has it and they want double for it. That happened recently with Blue Beetle. Like, I didn't see Blue Beetle at the theater because I wasn't really that interested, but I have all the other DC movies. But for some reason, even though I finally watched it a couple weeks ago, Blue Beetle, I didn't really think it was that great of a movie, but all the slipcovers are gone, and all the Steelbooks are on eBay, and they're like 70, 80, sometimes over $100. And I just don't think, out of all the DC movies, that movie really warrants a Steelbook to cost. None of the movies warrant a Steelbook to be $100, but I just don't really see the point. So again, I secretly hope the people that have like hoarded this inventory, they just have to sit on it and no one is going to buy it. But unfortunately, Amazon can afford to just sit on these Steelbooks indefinitely. The other thing I want to talk about is the fact that there's a couple different Steelbooks for Dune. And for some reason, I put that Steelbook down. I wanted to show it to you and I lost it. Here. So this was the original Steelbook that came out when Dune was released. Since this Steelbook has come out, there's been 2 other Steelbooks that have come out for this movie. They're 4K Steelbooks. One of them is already sold out. The one with the blue and the sand on it, I'll show a couple images of the 2 that I'm talking about. But when I went to Walmart to buy part 2, I went on Tuesday, and of course it was the morning and they hadn't put them out yet, but the lady was still putting them out. So she opened the boxes for me and found it for me. And then when I asked her to see if she had a Steelbook for this, I didn't think she would. She had a Steelbook for the other one, and she's like, oh, here you go. I'm like, no, that's part 1, it's not part 2, which is gonna confuse retailers. But it just, to me, Steelbooks are supposed to be kind of special. It's kind of, the studios keep complaining about how physical media is not the big moneymaker it used to be, and the fact that it would be better if everything was all digital. But then they keep doing things to waste money. I think even though this is a top-selling movie, maybe having so many different editions of it isn't really a good idea. Even though, I mean, if they are selling. I mean, obviously that blue Steelbook did still sell out. Usually when they do a reprint, they do a reprint of the same artwork, so people that missed out on it can get it again. Because I guess there is a way to tell whether something's an original print of a Steelbook and whether there's a reprint. I forgot how to do it. Jeff Russo did a really great video. He went over that, and you guys should check that out. He kind of goes over it. For me, I don't really care if it's a reprint of the original. If I like the artwork, I'm gonna get it. But honestly, most Steelbook artwork of the last 5 years I haven't loved. The way I kind of decide whether I want to get a Steelbook is if I have the original, I want the sequel. If I don't have any of the original films, I usually don't care about getting a Steelbook for the other one. I want them to kind of be consistent on my shelf. So what is the final verdict? The final verdict is, if you're a collector, do not give Amazon or any of these eBay people $80, $90 for a Dune Steelbook. It just isn't worth it. The slipcover art is fine. I think what they wanted to do is they wanted to have it be kind of similar to the artwork they had on this one. I'm gonna be honest with you, it really throws me off because Austin Butler's skull cap just looks ridiculous in this picture. It does not look this way in the movie, and I don't know why they used that picture, this Photoshop picture that makes his makeup look like it's bad, because it's not. I talked about this in my other video. I didn't love this movie the first time I watched it, mainly because of the ending. No spoilers, but like they did make some changes from the book. I watched it again a second time in the theater and I appreciated it a lot more. I love this one. I kind of consider this, in a sense, one movie because it's from one book and it's made by the same director and it's got all the same actors in it. There was a time period between shooting this one and shooting this one, and I think they did a great job. So what I'm gonna do to kind of make my life simpler is I'm gonna keep the 3D edition in the 3D packaging and just put this with my Amray cases. And then what I might be doing, kind of on the fence right now, mainly because I keep my 4K separately from my regular Blu-rays, because I don't have a slipcover for this. I'm probably gonna give this one to like a family member. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to probably put my part 2 in here and take the Blu-ray out, because there's trays for 2 separate discs in here. There's a 4K in here and a Blu-ray. I really don't need the Blu-ray in here anymore. I can just put the 4K for part 2, and then this just says Dune on it. It doesn't say part 1 or anything like that. So, I mean, whenever I want to watch Dune again, I'm just gonna pull this Steelbook out and I'm gonna watch part 1 and part 2 together. Also, I want to go over the fact that Warner Brothers is not putting Blu-rays in their 4Ks anymore. So this only has a 4K disc in here. So a lot of the bonus features are on the Blu-ray disc. So but you can get them digitally. So a lot of people weren't happy about that either. So I think pretty soon these slipcovers are going to be gone. So I'm thinking, go get yourself an Amaret case slipcover. Don't overpay for a steelbook. They're probably going to do another steelbook for this film if you don't want to do what I did. Just a little heads up, when Dune 2 came out, they only did 3 editions. They did the 4K, they did a Blu-ray, and then they did an edition that has part 1 and part 2, and it's a 2-pack. You can get that in 4K or Blu-ray. And that 2-pack edition has this art anyway. So I think Warner Brothers is having the same idea that I did. So to each his own, do what you think is best. If you want a steelbook, just find one that is a reasonable price. So that is my thoughts on the Dune and this whole steelbook situation. When it comes to steelbooks, just buy responsibly. Do not cater to these people that are just trying to stick your money and make a profit off you, because as much as I love steelbooks, it's not worth the amount of money that they're charging for it. So again, if you like my videos, please like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel so much. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.